Father Emil Kapaun, a U.S. Army chaplain from Kansas, was named a servant of God in 1993 by the Vatican, the first step to sainthood. In 2013, he posthumously received the military's highest decoration.
His fellow soldiers who felt his grace and his mercy called him a saint, a blessing from God. Today we bestow another title on him, the Medal of Honor.
In 1950, Father Kapaun was called to duty in the Korean War.
That's when Chinese forces entered the war with a massive surprise attack. In the chaos, dodging bullets and explosions, Father Kapaun raced between foxholes, out past the front lines, and into no man's land, dragging the wounded to safety. When the enemy broke through and the combat was hand-to-hand, he carried on.
When all seemed lost, Father Kapaun negotiated a peaceful surrender. For days, he was forced on a death march with his fellow soldiers to the POW camps. Deep in the North Korean prison camps, men would freeze to death in their sleep. But Father Kapaun pushed on, foraging for food when none was given. He made pots to boil water, washed and cleaned wounds. He offered the clothes off his very back.
The guards ridiculed his devotion. They took his clothes and made him stand in the freezing cold for hours, yet he never lost his faith. If anything, it only grew stronger. That faith that they might be delivered from evil, that they could make it home, was perhaps the greatest gift to those men. Looking back, one of them said that is what kept a lot of us alive. Yet for Father Kapaun, the horrific conditions took their toll. That's when the guards saw their chance to finally rid themselves of this priest and the hope he inspired. They came for him, and over the protests and tears of the men who loved him, the guards sent him to a death house. And yet even then, his faith held firm. "I'm going to where I've always wanted to go," he told his brothers. "And when I get up there, I'll say a prayer for all of you." And then as he was taken away, he did something remarkable. He blessed the guards. "Forgive them," he said, "for they know not what they do." 2 days later, in that house of death, Father Kapaun breathed his last breath.
He was just 35 years old. 2 long years later, the men he cared for would be free. They kept the faith. They did not forget.
A group of our POWs emerged carrying a large wooden crucifix, nearly 4 feet tall. They had spent months on it, secretly collecting firewood, carving it, the cross and the body, using radio wire for a crown of thorns. It was a tribute to their friend, their chaplain, their fellow prisoner, who had touched their souls and saved their lives, Father Emil Kapaun.